This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And this afternoon from downtown St. Louis and Busch Stadium, it's a make-up date between the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals. And welcome to Cardinals baseball. That's the Mad Hungarian Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and Jim Hayes is here as well. Brandon Finnegan, a lefty, gets the call for the Reds today, and for the Cardinals, it's Michael Wacha.
Now, Finnegan comes off the disabled list for the Reds today. He has not pitched at the big league level since April 15th. He's pitched well against the Cardinals, but how about Wacha? He got his first major league win this year against the Reds. He's always dominated against them, 7-1, and he's pitching at home where he always throws the ball much better.
And a couple of guys that you have to watch out for in this Cincinnati lineup. Joey Votto, that seems to always be the case. He's hitting close to 350 this month, and the power of outfielder Scott Schebler.
Yeah, this Reds offense is one of the best in the league. They can really pound the ball, and as you said, Schebler, Votto, and of course Scooter Gennett. The last time we saw him, he hit 4 home runs against Redbird pitching.
And speaking of home runs, we saw a long one last night off the bat of Rando Grichuk back in the big leagues. Baseball is coming up. Here at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals and the Reds. Reds have won 7 of the 9 meetings this year with a lot of offense, nearly 6 runs a game and batting .292. Remember, they swept the Cardinals in 4 games at the Great American Ballpark the last time that we saw them. Brandon Finnegan gets the call today. Stephen Piscotty, pretty good numbers against Finnegan. He'll bat third. Yachty is in the lineup as well. And baseball is coming up. It's the Cardinals and Reds. Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickups on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. What a thrill it must be for that young man, Luke Voigt, Wildwood native, grew up a Cardinal fan, played at Missouri State, and now wearing the birds on the bat, his first ever major league start here this afternoon. What a thrill.
It has to be a thrill. Might have a little bruise to show that he's a big leaguer now, as he did make his major league debut last night and got points in the middle of the back. But he had a smile all the way down, didn't he?
Michael Wacha, again, another important start for him. He has been roughed up here the last month or so, record of 3-3. The righty's batting .306 against him.
But this is a good matchup for him because he is 7-1 with an ERA under 3 lifetime against the Reds, and he beat them earlier this year, his first win of the year.
Very light drizzle right now here at the ballpark. Rain in the forecast for a makeup day. And a look at the Hyundai pitch arsenal. 55% or so. Fastballs, he's got the change, the cutter, and the curve. Waiting for the home plate umpire Alan Porter to go behind Yadier Molina. Now he does, and we're set to go. Jose Peraza will be the leadoff man. He's playing shortstop today. Zach Cozart is on the DL. And the first pitch is strike one. Peraza batting .254. He's popped 3 home runs and driven in 23. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. It's Peraza here, then Scooter Gennett, Joey Votto, Adam Duvall, Suarez, Schebler, Mesoraco, Kivlahan, and Finnegan. 0-2 pitch, a changeup taken down and in.
Walker came to the big leagues with two-pitch pitcher, fastball, changeup.
And a fly ball lifted out to shallow left, and that drops in front of Randall Grichuk on a 1-2. So the leadoff man is aboard. The Cardinals defensively, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Grichuk, Pham, and Piscotty in the outfield. Jerko, Diaz, DeYoung, and Voit on the infield. And Yachty is behind the plate. Scooter Gennett, solid year, hitting .308, 11 home runs, and he's driven in 40.
Let go right at the end of spring training, and from Milwaukee and picked up by the Reds.
Runner goes, throw by Molina. It's in time. A strike to second base.
That's the way we want Yachty to be throwing the ball. The Reds are going to run here, and Yachty with a quick release. Nice tag by Diaz, and that's how you race the leadoff man after a base hit. Funny, without Hamilton leading off.
And no Cozart. Cozart having an all-star campaign.
It's actually 250,000 votes ahead at the shortstop position in the National League, but out with a quad.
Here's a 1-1. Fouled back. Gennett, originally from Cincinnati, so playing for his hometown team. Was a very good player as a youngster, as many of these guys were. And his family moved to Florida so he could play year-round. Great numbers this year against the Cardinals. The 1-2 pitch. Pulled foul. And a bad effort by the ball man posing as a ball boy. Terrible effort. Got to come up with that.
Won't say something I'm thinking.
It's it out of play. Scooter Gennett, we flash back. This was on June 6th. That's the grand slam, but he was just getting started. That's number 2. And 2 more after that for good measure.
Went to all fields, didn't he?
It's incredible. And the last one came on an 0-2 pitch. And you may recall he almost lost balance on the second strike. Nearly fell out of the batter's box. 2-2 catches Molina.
And he was the 17th player to hit 4 home runs in a game, but the first player in Major League history to produce a game of 5 hits, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs.
The change up here. Watch where it gets Molina. Oh, the chest and the hand. Ouch. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
God, he missed a couple games over the weekend with a bruised knee. Took a foul tip in the Philadelphia series, and I think his thumb was a little banged up to begin with too.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout from Michael Wacha, his first of the afternoon. The giveaway today, the Carlos Martinez, Matt Carpenter dual bobblehead. Pretty good crowd for a makeup date for 3 o'clock on a Monday.
No doubt about it. A nice giveaway, and
good changeup. Votto out in front. He's batting .301, 20 home runs, and he's driven in 53.
Ranks among the National League leaders in just about all categories, having another Votto type season.
0-2. A dual bobblehead in which Carlos Martinez is throwing water on the face of Matt Carpenter after a home run. Votto, he chokes up anyway on the bat, but he's doing that now even at the beginning of his ABs. And the 0-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals would love to see Michael Wacha go deeper into a game. He's been pitching around 4 or 5 innings, and that's been it. And more times than not, getting roughed up. And a high fly ball lifted out to deep right center. Pham is over and makes the catch. Leadoff base hit by Peraza, erased on a caught stealing. A rifle to second base. Yachty loves it. No score. Activated from the disabled list to get this start this afternoon. Cardinals a different looking lineup with Carpenter out, Fowler on the DL. So Tommy Pham will lead it off. Randall Grichuk hit a 478-foot home run last night. He'll bat second. Then Piscotty and Jerko, Molina, Voit, DeYoung, Diaz, and Wacha. Numbers on Finnegan, just his 4th start this year.
And he was off to a very good start, and then he had shoulder issues. Originally the top draft pick back in 2014 by Kansas City. Came over to the Reds in the Cueto deal. He made a little major league history.
First pitch to Pham. I like it.
See how long it stays up there.
Well, there's a cap of a water bottle on the top of Matt Carpenter's bobblehead. Nice looking giveaway.
Very nice without the cap.
Inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Very just the toe pointing on the third base side of the rubber right there to get an angle on their on the righties. Just about all left-handers are going to throw somewhat across their body. So with that extreme third base side of the rubber, really has a chance to get in on the right-handed batters. Easy to go away.
And it's a leadoff walk.
I mentioned Finnegan made a little history back in 2014. He's the only player ever to appear in the NCAA College World Series and the Major League Baseball World Series in the same year.
Been traded for Johnny Cueto.
Got 3 left-handed pitchers in that deal.
That's right. So here's Grichuk back in the big leagues. Popped his 5th home run of the year last night. Longest home run ever by Cardinal this ballpark. with steady rain right now here at Busch Stadium. And the 1-0. Watch this baby fly. 478 feet. Had to feel good for Randall back in the big leagues. Called back up yesterday. Some fine tuning in the minor leagues.
Was 2 for 5 in that ball game. Had a couple strikeouts, but you know, you get an example of his awesome power with that long drive.
Here's a 1-1. Hit a mile high out to left center. That's Kivlahan. He makes the catch. And back to the bag at first, Tommy Pham. And what a heads up play here by Pham. They take for granted that he would not tag up. Initially, he did not. And Kivlahan really took his time out there, put his head down, and Pham said, why not? He takes second base.
It's one of those calculated gambles right there that Mike Matheny's trying to get his players to be aggressive. And that's being aggressive right there. Watch him now kind of lob it in.
Boy, you'd love to see that, don't you?
No doubt.
What a heads-up play by Tommy. Puts himself in scoring position, and it brings in Stephen Piscotty.
And Dan, to do something like that, you have to anticipate it. You know, you have to think out there, okay, there's the possibility he might just lob the ball back in or not be aggressive with his throw.
And on the flip side, really no excuse. I mean, that
No.
play's got to be made, and back into the infield. There's no reason that Tommy Pham should be standing at second base.
And I'm sure a center fielder is feeling that same way. It should not have happened, and that's how you learn. Somebody exposes you, you learn from it.
And the 1-0 to Stephen Piscotty. Reds come from Washington for this makeup date. Cardinals after the game today will head to Arizona. Let's see the Diamondbacks tomorrow night. Arizona is 20 games above the 500 mark. Pham trying to steal third, and he's saved. Do it yourself, Tommy.
The 7th steal, that leads the ball club. Rocco short Hobson. They might have had him out if they threw that ball all the way to the bag, but looked like Tommy taking advantage. Finnegan only looking once. Reds are getting a little taste of their own Billy Hamilton lead off.
3-1 the count on Piscotty. They'll bring the infield in here in the first inning.
There's Billy Hamilton leading the major leagues in steals. Difference maker when he's on the bases, and Tommy Pham doing a good job imitating him.
3-1 pitch. Gets through Mesoraco. Here comes Tommy Pham. And Tommy Pham, he's done a little bit of everything here in the first inning. If that doesn't pick up your team, nothing will.
Exactly right. I mean, that's a great job of taking charge right here and just manufacturing his own run. All right through the wickets there with Mesoraco. You never know what carom you're going to get. I was watching Tommy Pham prior to that. I thought he was thinking sometime this, you know, he may be trying to steal home, trying to make that impact. Also worried a little bit if he got too far down that line that he could get thrown out.
So he scores on a wild pitch. Here's Jed Jerko. I've also noticed in this first inning, Mesoraco more than once has been stabbing at the ball. He doesn't seem real comfortable with maybe the late movement of Finnegan. That ball got through him. Here's a 1-0. Two balls, no strikes on Jerko. Extra base hit last night, hitting .293. 2-1 the count. Be interesting to see what Brian Price can get out of Finnegan today. Hasn't started since April.
I made 3 starts, and last one was April 15. Came out with a shoulder strain. Of course, you could say that every day for the starting rotation.
Tommy Pham, leadoff walk, tagging up on a routine fly ball to second, steals third, and scores on a wild pitch. Chance here for Jerko. Hitters count. And the 3-1 is hit out to deep left field. This ball is gone. Now Molina, 3-0 Cardinals here in the home half of the first.
Nice going, Chad Jerko. We ain't even going to talk about solo home runs anymore, are we?
Tell you what, the bobblehead could be the new squirrel of 2017. Carlos better keep that around. Here's a 1-0. And a ground ball hit left side, taken there by Suarez. And that's out number 2. Yep, there it is. Bring him on the road. Luke Voigt was hit by a pitch in his major league debut yesterday. Out of Wildwood, Missouri, went to Lafayette High School and picked by the Cardinals in 2013, as he said, a chubby catcher back then, but now a first baseman. He's dealt with myriad of injuries and gets the call up after a solid season this far in Memphis.
Ouch. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, but look at the smile on his face as he's going down the line. He's also got a record bat toss.
Here's the 0-2 and a strikeout of Luke Voigt. That ends the inning, but the Cardinals get 3 runs on the board. It starts with Tommy Pham tagging up, stealing third, scoring on a wild pitch. Then on a 3-1 pitch to Jed Jerko. He knows what to do, and that's home run number 12. 3-zip St. Louis.
Live here, Danny.
Adam Duvall, the leadoff man here in the top of the second. 16 home runs. Let's check in with Jim Hayes. Jimmy.
Dan, as you described, Randall Grichuk made his return to the Cardinals last night with 2 hits, including a monster 478-foot home run. Randall had been sent down to the minors to work on his swing and pitch recognition. It started all the way down at A-ball, where Grichuk worked with hitting specialist George Greer. Grichuk says in hindsight it was a good thing. He told me, I got to take a step back and breathe, relax my mind, and work on things. He didn't play in any games in A-ball. He told me the first couple of days we hit and we hit and we hit. I was there to work and I wanted to make the most of it, but we had to back off because I was hitting so much my hands started to bleed. And Dan Grichuk said his demotion was not just about his swing but also about the mental side. He said right now both are in a very good place.
Yeah, the Cardinals talked about him having that mental break. That's taken in the dirt. Jimmy, I know you also had the chance to visit with John Mozeliak on the pregame show. What stood out with your visit with the Cardinals GM?
Well, I think a lot of people are concerned about Dexter Fowler and his heel spur, because that's something that cropped up earlier in the season. Said he had been dealing with it earlier in his career as well, but most of they don't think it's anything serious. They're going to give him some time on the 10-day DL, and they're hoping that it will take care of itself and won't be an issue.
A high throw, and beating it out, it's Duvall.
Error on Jerko, and boy, you just don't want to do that against this Reds. They've got an explosive lineup as it is, so make every out you can get. Saw he got underneath that ball, took off and sailed. Voigt tried to make the tag as he ran by, but disconnected.
And the batter will be Eugenio Suarez, third baseman of the Reds. He's hitting .266, 11 home runs, and he's driven in 41. And that's popped foul and out of play.
You know, as a pitcher, you want to pitch around that error, show your teammates that it's not going to come back and hurt you. Best thing Walker can do is get the ball down in the strike zone and try and get that ground ball. Whole key for him is to throw on a downward plane.
Here's the 0-1. And a fly ball lifted out to deep right field. On the edge of the track, the catch is made by Stephen Piscotty for out number 1. Well, you think about the second, and you hope a third time through for Michael Wacha, Toyota key to the game. If it gets to the fourth, it's .418 average against him, but first time through, very tough, 184, and then progressively worse. That's the opponent's average by inning. Here's Scott Schebler. Runner at first is Duvall. Check on him. Peraza was running back in the first and gunned down by Yadier Molina. Been dealing with a sore knee. Was back in the lineup last night, went 3 for 4. And throws an absolute bullet to second base to get Peraza. Pitch taken high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Schebler struggled against Wacha, but he's hit the Cardinals very well in his young career. .362 average against St. Louis pitching.
Fouled back. Crowd still filing in this Monday afternoon.
Tommy Pham might have had something to do with that. People had tickets, and Tommy Pham trip around the bases, manufacturing a run by himself, and they said, yeah, maybe we should go to the game today.
2-1 pitch taken high.
And this at bat, a lot of Wacha's pitches have been up. It's not what you want to see.
And that's a base hit into right field. Charging hard, Piscotty. His throw will go into third, and not in time. Aggressive base running by Duvall. First to third. And runners at the corners with just one down.
Ball was thrown low enough. As you see, first of all, the ball down there, but watch Piscotty's throw. Duvall's going to take off. He's going to go over to third, but the throw is low enough where Diaz could at least look like he was going to cut it off to keep the runner Schebler at first base. Double plays in order.
Hit to Jerko, could be two. Out there, it's a double play. Nice turn by Paul DeYoung. And Jerko's off the hook. Committed the air, but starts the double play. 5, 4, 3. Pitcher's best friend. 3-0 midway through 2. Any size drink is 50 cents. The next day and on the run when the Redbirds score 6. Keep the celebration going and stop by on the run tomorrow for a thirst quenching win. You earned it. 3-0 in the bottom of the second. Finnegan finishing up his warm-up tosses here for the second inning. It'll be DeYoung, Diaz, and Wacha.
Paul DeYoung. He has homered 4 times in the last 8 games, and if you add the 5 home runs he's hit at the big league level to his 13 at AAA, you get the idea of one of the Cardinals talking about one of the best power hitter prospects.
Now you hear the term exit velocity, and it is a term, whether you like it or not, that is now in the conversation of every GM, scouting director. Launch angle is a part of that too. And DeYoung's exit velocity, some of the best numbers in the minor leagues of any Cardinal. Not a big guy, but hits for power. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And you talk about, as you said, the launch angle as clubs are trying to figure out a way to beat the shifts. That's ground balls.
And that's hit down the left field line. A fair ball that gets away from the left fielder, Duvall. And DeYoung, a leadoff double to start play here in the bottom of the second.
A little bit what you're talking about, Dan. That ball just jumped off his bat. Doubles is part of the equation of power hitters. Now that inside pitch, he wanted that away. Uses his hips to clear the ball and just fair. And then it kind of ran around down in there in the corner and got away from Duvall, just guaranteeing the double. It was a double either way.
Here's a lead miss Diaz. Chopped up the middle. Loved by the shortstop Peraza. It was almost another infield hit for Diaz, who leads the league in infield hits.
And he's got 19, I believe it is, and his speed, and of course ball hit behind DeYoung, so he was able to get over to third. Real key, even with Waka coming up, is getting that runner over to third in less than 2 outs.
He's 1 for 20 this year. Does have 3 sacrifices. Has struck out 10 times. 3-0 the score in favor of the Cardinals. Strike 1 on Michael Waka. Infield is in for the Reds. One ball and 1 strike.
When Tony La Russa came to the National League, he realized, okay, the pitcher's hit, and started allocating more time for pitchers, the starting rotation to hit, than any manager I ever saw. And that's continued with Mike Matheny. And of course, the Cardinals do have a couple really good hitting pitchers. Leake, Wainwright. Won't put Walker in that category, but you'd like to think he can at least hit a fly ball.
Martinez has swung the bat well this year too.
Just asking.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. And it's hit out of play. Puts it in play, slowly hit. Votto to the plate, and he got him. Nice play on both ends, Votto and Mesoraco, to get Paul DeYoung.
Yeah, playing in really paid off, and Votto really does seem like a strong, accurate arm.
I wonder if the Cardinals, though, would take a look at this to see if he has a lane.
Yeah, it's such a gray area. It sure looks like he cuts it off, but that's just baseball. I mean, even today, people don't know really the entire rule or how it's going to be interpreted. But like you said, it's worth a chance there.
Here's Tommy Pham and Mesoraco has a pass ball. I mentioned it earlier. He has not looked comfortable catching Finnegan today. Really has stabbed at the ball a few times. If he's just late picking it up or the movement is late, but it's a pass ball on Mesoraco.
Well, you know, he's had a tough couple years where, because of injuries, he just boxes that ball there, as you said.
Here's a 1-0, and it's hit out of play. For years we've seen that man, one of the game's best, in Yadier Molina. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Tommy Pham. Well, Pham, his first time up, he walked tagged up on a routine fly ball to center. Caught the Reds napping defensively, took second base, stole third, and scored on a wild pitch. That kind of play has to energize that bench, that dugout, your teammates. His fan pops it up, and that's a souvenir.
How about Cardinal Nation? There you see, he just takes it up there, and he saw the kind of a casual throw back in and took advantage. Now he steals third. And comes home on a wild pitch.
Generated that run all by himself, and then Jed Jerko a 2-run homer.
You know, Mesoraco had a left hip injury in 2015 and injuries to his left shoulder and right hip in 2016. The last 2 seasons prior to this one only had 39 appearances and 18 starts. So
3-2 pitch. Fouled back, and a good rip by Pham. I think Pham on a daily basis has added energy to this club by the way that he goes about his business.
Well, Dan, remember when he had the big game in Philadelphia, he hit 2 home runs, threw 2 runners out at the plate. Jim Hayes interviewed him after the game, and he was all upset. Well, he was upset because he struck out 3 times looking. And, you know, it's just the sign of a guy that wants to get better and wants to play at a higher level.
Inside corner and missed. Third walk issued by Finnegan. Reds defensively, Duvall, Kiblahan, Schebler in the outfield, Suarez, Peraza, Jeanette, Votto on the infield, Mesoraco behind the plate. Around the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. This is where, if you're Brandon Finnegan, you could run into trouble. Dangerous man at the plate in Grichuk with tremendous power. 2 runners on. Fly to center, first time up. Grichuk lines it into center. And after a full step in, Kiblahan breaks back on the ball and makes the catch. Cardinals strand 2. It's 3-0. Is 21 and older, a 1967 World Series championship beer stein. This stein, the 7th in the championship series, highlights the 50th anniversary of the Cardinals World Series over the Red Sox. And tickets can be yours at cardinals.com/promotions.
Ballpark's starting to fill up pretty nice.
Maybe some folks getting off of work, they had a ticket for the original date. Come on down.
A great giveaway, and also the fact that 3 o'clock start. Put in a good, can't say a day's work, but several hours. Come out here and enjoy yourself. Have a good time.
Michael Wacha was left stranded on the bases, so now he's just finished up getting loose here for the third. Cardinals had 3 runs in the first inning. That tied their season high for first inning runs. Last time that happened was back on May 30th against the Dodgers. Here's Patrick Kiblahan. Finnegan on deck, and then Jose Peraza. And the first pitch is strike. Kiblahan batting .250 with 5 homers, and he's driven in 12.
Kiblahan's been a good pinch hitter for the Reds.
One and two the count. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 today for Michael Wacha.
Kiblahan has faced Wacha 3 times and has 3 punch-outs.
Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks.
I want to see the ball at the bottom of the zone. Michael Wacha is 6'6", but then really throws from an exaggerated high point, and easy for him to get the ball down. When he does that consistently is when he's at his best.
Finnegan, ground ball that's hit to short. 2 down. It was acknowledged on the video board here last night, and this is our first game back from the 2 national games over the weekend, but Robert J. Parker was a lifelong Cardinals fan from Springfield, Illinois, who passed away last year. In his last will and testament, he graciously donated, and I'm not going to say the amount, I'll just tell you it was a significant amount of money to Cardinals Care. And so he wanted that to be recognized on the game and also on the video board, but he wanted everybody to know he was a lifelong Cardinal fan and an incredible contribution to Cardinals Care. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
I would say that is a considerable sum, and big thank you, and of course Cardinal Care, they'll put it to very good use.
A lot of ball fields being built around the area.
That's really any children's charity can apply for a grant.
That's right. Jerko is playing in, slides for it, and makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning for Michael Wacha. It'll be Piscotty, Jerko, and Molina coming up. Jerko has already homered in this game today. was watching the warm-up tosses here by Finnegan, and Mesoraco missed 2 of those. He slammed his glove down on the dirt in frustration.
Finnegan doesn't throw that hard, and you don't see that exceptional movement that he should have that kind of trouble with it.
Well, the Cardinals have another home run hit today. They now have homered in their last 15 games. And that's not even close to the team record, which is 25 games in a row that was set last season. First pitch to Piscotty is a strike. Walked and scored on the Jerko home run. Cardinals recently had that 5-game stretch. They clubbed at least 3 home runs in every game. That's the longest stretch in franchise history. They had 19 in a 5-day period. Home runs are up across the board, and certainly that's the case here with the Cardinals too.
And strikeouts.
That pitch up, but hit out of play. Cardinals have been a little bit banged up here recently. Yadier Molina, Dexter Fowler, Ledmus Diaz, Steven Piscotty, all have missed starts in the last week due to various injuries. And a strikeout of Piscotty.
It's also a very tough part of the schedule. Like today was an off day, you lose it, you play straight all the way through to the All-Star break. Not very good concentration there. Had a ball, swinging at a ball bouncing.
Jerko now with 12 home runs, 10 of which have been solo shots. The one in the first, a 2-run homer.
Way ahead of his pace from a year ago when he hit 30 home runs.
Back in the 3rd inning on a 3-1 delivery, and he knew it.
First row over the bullpen in left field.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's the first home run that Finnegan has allowed this year, making his 4th start. But his last start was April 15th. Went on the disabled list with a bum shoulder.
Since joining the club in 2016, Jerko now with 42 home runs, and he's driven in 93. A good portion of that was done on the bench too, coming off the bench. The 2-1. Trade that doesn't get a lot of talk, but it's been a good one for the Cardinals.
No doubt. Remember, he came over here was supposed to be the super sub. Play all through the infield, spell the regulars, but he has taken charge of that third base and played very good defensively.
Here's a 3-1. Now 3-2.
They committed an error today, but when you talk about his defense, it's just plus.
Here's a 3-2 pitch, and it's taken low. Another walk. I see in the Reds dugout, I think that's their sideline reporter Jim Day visiting on the air during a game with Bronson Arroyo. I believe that's Bronson, and he was saying the other day that his career could be through, dealing with some injuries. He said this might be the end of the line for me.
He's at least 40 and may not make it back from this injury.
Ball 1 to Yadier Molina. I think that's something that is very good for baseball to do, having the opportunity at times to hear from the players during the broadcast. A lot of times you'll see that on the national games, but you get a little insight.
Sure.
The accessibility of a player to do that. It helps sell the game.
And the guys are sophisticated enough now that they're not going to do anything for their organization or their manager to get upset with them.
I was watching a game in spring training. Houston was playing. The manager had a headset on. They were visiting with him, and he said, "Hold on, I got to give the signs." Gave the signs real quickly and then started answering questions again. Here's a 2-1. Instead of check on Jed Jerko. If baseball is concerned about trying to lure younger fans in, that's, you know, you look at every kind of way you could do it. How do you make this as interesting as possible? There's a base hit from Molina.
12-game hitting streak for Yachty now. He had 3 hits last night to extend it. And now a base hit here. Ball up. Hits it hard, gets it more in the hole than where Peraza was playing.
Luke Voit, hit by a pitch yesterday, struck out his first time up.
He was hitting .322 and league leader in a lot of different categories. 12 home runs, 48 RBIs, had 23 doubles.
Voit bounces it to third, could be 2. Out at second, out at first, double play. We played 3 here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Cardinals on top, 3-0. Cincinnati, and Jim is standing by with a special guest. Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm with Luke Voigt's dad, Lou Voigt, and his grandma, Grandma Joan. First, I want to ask you, Dad. Last night, Luke makes his major league debut. Because he's a hometown product, the crowd goes berserk. He said for him, Luke said it was a dream come true. What was it like for Dad?
Absolutely. Crazy, exciting moment. Absolutely a dream for me and the whole family. We had direct people in our seats, probably around 18 people, and I think we must have had probably 50 here between friends and all that, so it was awesome.
He then gets plunked in his first big league appearance, has a big grin on his face, crowd goes wild. Seems like he's just an easygoing kind of kid.
Yeah, I said, how's your back doing? He goes,
Don't worry, I would have had it.
He goes, I hardly even felt it. but as the picture I showed you, he's got a nice big bruise on there.
Giant welt. All right, so Grandma Joan, you've added a little bonus for Luke in terms of trying to help him with his power game. Tell us about that.
Well, he was in a slump for a while, so I said to him, if you get a home run, I'll pay you 25 bucks.
And how much are you into it for?
This year I'm in for $300.
That's a good grandma. And you got the celebrity treatment. You live at a senior resort sort of place, and you go to lunch today. What happened?
They applauded me as I walked in.
A standing ovation.
No, they didn't stand. They were applauding. A lot of them can't stand.
They should have been a standing ovation because they're Cardinal fans and they kind of knew what your grandson did.
The paper this morning, the front page, I have piles of it on my table outside the door.
And then last thing, Lou, you have another son who's also a great athlete. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Luke's younger brother, John, will be a senior at United States Military Academy and was a football player, and he just got voted team captain. So
a major leaguer and captain of Army football. Pretty good.
It was pretty awesome. At the Army-Navy last year. Go Army, beat Navy.
Well, thank you both for spending a little time with us. We'll enjoy watching Luke the rest of the way. Thank you very much.
All right, Jim.
All right, Danny.
Always great stuff, Jimmy. See how proud Luke's dad is and Grandma as well. I'm sure she'll happily fork over those $300.
At the calf area, around that on the left leg.
I'm going to volunteer Jim to make a personal appearance where Grandma is living. Jim should probably go do a little Q&A with those folks.
I think so.
Make a speech, do some question and answer. Why not?
Of course, if maybe tricking by saying you get to eat there, and then the place will be bankrupt. They won't be able to. You know, he can eat.
That he can. But Jimmy's an entertainer too.
Oh, he could sing to him.
Could sing. He could do a little dancing.
They might know some of those stars that he imitates, huh?
So leadoff hit. Here's Joey Votto, and the pitch is taken for a ball. I always love seeing those interviews that Jim does with the families, and
I like the one last year up in Cardinal Nation.
It was at the AT&T rooftop.
Yeah, the rooftop. He was top of his game.
Jeanette around second, on his way to third after the base hit by Votto. So back-to-back singles, and the tying run will come to the plate.
Votto swinging the bat very well again, and you could almost say that every day of his major league career.
So the opponent averaged by inning and runs into issues here in the fourth. Toyota key to the game as we revisit that. The ball reached on an error, first time up. Fouled it back, and there's strike one. Lights are on here at the ballpark. A beautiful weekend we just had. Great temperatures. Can always be hot, as we know, here in St. Louis, but it was gorgeous this weekend. Big crowds too. Here's a 0-1 and a fly ball. Piscotty makes the catch. He'll throw to the plate. It's offline just a bit. And Votto not advancing on that play. Jeanette does score, and that makes it a 3-1 St. Louis lead.
A chance to throw him out, and as you say, Votto should have been tagging up. He had no desire to try to advance and go to second base. Trying to get his momentum behind him, but it's way off line, and Votto should have walked down the second.
Here's Suarez. RBI number 49 for Duvall. Their team leader is Votto at 53. Molina back in the first throughout his 10th base stealer in 33 attempts against him this year. Average right around 30%. Last year he was at 20%. Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks.
Good change up right there. Well, pitchers are giving Yachty more better opportunity to throw out runners now.
1 ball and 2 strikes. It has been a struggle for the Cardinals this year, no doubt. St. Louis coming in 34-40, 5 games back. That's their worst record at this point since all the way back in 2007.
It's crazy how no one wants to take charge other than Milwaukee.
Milwaukee 41 at 37, game and a half in front of Chicago. Pittsburgh and St. Louis both 5 back. Cincinnati 8 games out. Reds come in having won just 2 of their last 10.
But Milwaukee is 5-5 in their last 10. One game under 500 at home.
Here's a 1-2 and a strikeout. Strikeout number 3. Suarez just standing at the plate.
Right on the black.
Here's Schebler, single to right, first time up. So 2 outs and a runner at first. That's Joey Votto. You're talking about home records. The Cardinals are a game below 500 here at home. They finished under 500 last year. The last time the Cardinals had back-to-back losing seasons at home, 1918, 1919.
Wow.
Here's an 0-2 pitch.
Dan, it just seemed like you could almost pencil in 50 victories.
No doubt.
At home. Just a great atmosphere. 40,000 plus, always rooting for your ball club and cheering you on.
And the 0-2 pitch. And a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks from Michael Wacha. And that's 4 this afternoon. The breaking ball, 12-6, 3-1 midway through 4. Or more now until September 25th. You receive up to 50% off on a pair of tickets to a Cardinals home game. For more information, visit cardinals.com/Phillips66. Wait a minute, the game's back. All right, I'm locked in. There's Paul DeYoung. And a changeup floats in there for strike one. Just talking about launch angle earlier. DeYoung's launch angle since being called up is 19.4 degrees. That's second highest on the team to Matt Carpenter. Exit velocity, he's been averaging right around 90 off the bat, which would put him in the middle of the pack. Carpenter the day off.
Had a little success against Finnegan also, but Mike Matheny trying to give all of his regulars a little time off, as they won't have their next off day until the All-Star break.
Here's a 1-1. Carpenter also 2 for his last 20. And you're placing a very good Arizona club. I mentioned earlier that they're 20 games above 500, and something not right here with Finnegan.
Just came off the disabled list today, and
a couple of times too. He's just shaking his head after pitches. Something not quite right. They start to stretch now in the Reds bullpen.
This is the last pitch he threw. See if we can pick up anything. Rocco saw something there, signaled to the bench. He just turned 24 in April, so I mean they've got a long future ahead of him. Ryan Price, I'm sure, is going to. Yeah, they're calling, probably having somebody notify the bullpen who they want to throw, and he's through for the day. Not what the Reds need. Boy, they get a chance every year to audition every arm in their minor league system, don't they?
It's been incredible the amount of arms they've gone through. Starters, relievers, most in baseball, so that'll be it for Finnegan. Austin Bryce, a right-hander.
And they've already used 23 pitchers.
So they'll give Bryce all the time that he needs to get loose. The count of 2 balls and no strikes on Paul DeYoung. And so what we will do, we will step aside. You at home will watch commercials. Then we'll come back. And then we'll see if Bryce is ready. If not, then we'll go to another commercial break. It's 3-1 Cardinals. 17th appearance. I think he asked him to have 2 more standing up, and then he'll put him down. And have Mesoraco get behind the plate. And let's check in with Rick Horton and Sarah Daly, guys. All right, thank you, Sarah. Bellinger in the year that he's had could be the rookie of the year, maybe the MVP.
Yeah, you never know. But came up in late April and has done a lot of damage.
The Hyundai pitch arsenal: fastball, slider, and curve from Austin Bryce. Home plate umpire is Alan Porter, giving him all the time that he needs. And that just means more time to get the popcorn, the soda, the cotton candy, maybe some ice cream. And if you run out of food, you just start eating a phone.
Barrett Austin from Forest City, Arkansas. Was selected by the Brewers in the 3rd round, 2013 first-year player draft, and then acquired by the Reds as one of 2 players to be named in the 2014 trade when they sent Jonathan Broxton to the Brewers.
They want to try the other hand.
She's left-handed.
All right, Bryce.
And
let's do this.
It's a horrible feeling to come in fresh out of the bullpen and make your warm-up tosses on the mound. You just feel like you feel the crowd, getting antsy and say, "Come on, you got to be ready by now." And usually a pitcher will feel that pressure and say that they're ready a batter or two too soon. So it's real important. Maybe DeYoung will get a couple easy pitches the first right here. Counts in his favor too, right?
Yep, 2 balls and no strikes. Check that, 2 balls, 1 strike on Paul DeYoung. Diaz on deck, and then Walker's spot. So that'll be it for Brandon Finnegan. His day is through. Outfield is straight away. Finnegan gave up 4 walks and 3 runs in the first. 3-1 pitch. That's a fair ball just past Joey Votto.
DeYoung is 2 for 2. Votto way off the line, hit him. Sounded like right off the end of the bat. Had a lot of English on it. Yeah, right off the end of the bat. Kind of corkscrewing away from Joey Votto.
And a fastball and a strike to Diaz. Grounded out to short, first time up. No balls and 2 strikes. 2017. It's been rough on the Reds pitching. 5.23 ERA.
One of the big problems they have is their starters are not going deep. A ton of innings, the most innings thrown by the relief pitchers, and after a while that just takes a big toll on you.
And the 0-2 pitch. Tapped foul. Big happy birthday to a World War II veteran, Bob Redball. Happy 93rd. Thank you for your service. And he waves at that pitch way out of the strike zone. And Bryce gets his first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Chevy Fox Tracks. Walker squaring to bunt. Fair ball and a throw to second. Safe. As Araujo was able to tag out Michael Walker.
He bunts this ball and it looks like it just goes down and then pops right up. Alan Porter, home plate umpire, said it was a fair ball, and from this angle you can see it was. There's the tag.
So runner advances to second base. That's to Young. And here's Tommy Pham. Walks today. Stole a base and a run scored back in the first inning. He now has 21 walks this year, which is his new career high.
Tommy was 0 for 5 and just 2 for 13 on this homestand. So a lot of times, you know, when you start getting some walks, it's an indication you're starting to pick up the ball better and you're seeing it better, and so he can be a real streaky hitter.
Here's a 1-0 pitch to Pham. Taken low, 2 balls and no strikes. Three and 0. Here's a 3-0. Inside corner. Grichuk on deck. Flight out twice to center. And the 3-1. Pham breaks his bat. Soft liner into center. Here comes DeYoung. He'll score. And Tommy Pham makes it a 4-1 St. Louis lead.
Third RBI for Pham. Watch the game that he's having. He's making a statement that he wants to be in that lineup every single day.
So Pham on base for the 3rd time. This brings in Paul DeYoung.
2 outs, so Young can just put his head down, just come around the score. Like Tommy broke his bat on that one, just dunks it in. And remember now Tommy trying to have a game, and look for him to try to get a good pitch to steal on.
Run is charged to Finnegan. That closes the book on Brandon. So 2 outs and a runner at first. Grichuk hit one a mile high first time up, flied out to center, and also lined out to center. And the 0-1. The fly ball, right center. It may go. It's gone. Sneaks over the wall. And a 2-run homer for Randall Grichuk. th career home run for Grichuk.
Great power. First time we saw him, that became evident that he could. Ball jumped off his bat, unlike most others.
It's chopped foul off the bat of Biscotti. Home run by Randall Grichuk. Cards have scored 6 today, so tomorrow you can choose any size coffee, fountain, frozen drink. Only 50 cents at On the Run. When the hunger strikes, try the new fresh snacks and sandwiches as well from On the Run Cafe. It's available at your nearest On the Run. You know why? You earned it. Base hit into right field. So 3 consecutive hits for the Cardinals.
Scotty got a pitch away from him, just guided it into right field.
A 6-1 score. Here's Jerko. A 2-run homer back in inning number 1, and he's also walked. There's strike 1. Going 2.
That's easy motion. Ball just kind of jumps on you. Pitched collegiately at University of Arkansas.
Runner at first is Piscotti, and the 0-2. Well, back in safely. So Grichuk, the 478-foot home run last night, and now this ball that just gets barely over the wall.
Both count the same.
That they do. The 0-2. Here's a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Outfield is straight away and deep for Jed Jerko. Popped up. It'll find the seats. Ooh, in and out of the hands of the gentleman with an Ozzie Smith shirt, I believe.
You see the young lady make a catch yesterday with her purse?
Oh, yeah. Guy's got a sore hand or hands and no souvenir. But that's the risk you run. The 2-2. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And a strikeout of Jerko. Well, Tommy Pham has had a big day. On base 3 times, couple of walks, and now that single RBI. And Rando Grichuk, welcome back. 2-run shot, 6-1 St. Louis. Baseball's biggest stars take the field. It's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, July 11th, only on Fox. And we'll update you on the All-Stars in the fan balloting. Marcell Ozuna is now overtaken Jason Hayward. Charlie Blackmon there, Bryce Harper. Online voting will end this Thursday.
Where's our Cardinals?
Didn't see him up there.
No.
Here's Devin Mesoraco. A 6-1 lead for Michael Wacha and the Cardinals. Mesoraco grounded into a double play to end the top of the second. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We got a nice lead for Wacha, and really does need to go deep into this ball game just for his own good. His first 6 starts were all quality starts, went at least 6 innings each.
The 1-2 is hit down the left field line. It's hooking and foul. I would think Carlos Martinez would be a manager's selection for the All-Star game. No longer does this one count.
Good ratio right there. Strikes to balls, and I think there's a couple deserving people, but it appears that no one's going to be voted in. And it's situation maybe for the first time in a long time, that they may only have one representative.
Jed Jerko would get a look. There's a 1-2 pitch. That's pulled down the left field line again. Home run distance, but foul. The thing Mesoraco can do, this guy can hit. He's been a good hitter in his career. Got a little power too. Hits it off the end of the bat just past Waka. He has to get to the bag and out. Boy, nice play to Michael Waka.
Not that easy of a play. As first Waka did a good job where he started to go after it and then realized it was by him. Saw his first baseman go over and cut it off, but then you're on the dead run. So he sees that he's got to go to the first base, and then you're trying to catch a ball behind you and step on the bag all in one motion.
Grandma's going to be talking about that tomorrow. Did you see my grandson Luke Voigt flying out there? I mean, he was cat-like, if you will. There he is again. Little squibber. Underhands to Waka. Just joined us. That was Lou Voigt, his father, and Grandma here. Grandma there with the dark glasses, Joan, and Dad there with the Cardinals cap and the glasses on, not the glasses on top of the cap. And those other people, we don't know who they are.
Where's Jim when we need to know?
And a strike to Austin Bryce. He is from China. It's his fourth major league at bat. And the 1-2 pitch struck him out. So Michael Waka is through 5. Luke Voigt, he's coming up. Can he get his first major league hit? Sports Midwest is brought to you by your local St. Louis area Volkswagen dealers. Bottom of 5 and a 6-1 lead for the St. Louis Cardinals. The double bobblehead giveaway. Nothing brings out the fans like a good old bobblehead. That's what we have today. Here's Yadier Molina. Have you had your bobblehead given away at the stadium yet as
Yes.
a promotion? Was it last year or a couple years ago?
A couple years ago.
You probably signed 30,000 of them?
No.
How many? People love bobbleheads.
Well, I know, but I mean, they only give away 30,000 of them. So, I mean, I'd have to sign every
no,
one.
no,
of them.
no, Al, because Fox Sports Midwest spares no expense in making sure we have a Hungo Award. And there's plenty of those bobbleheads running around St. Louis, too. Now, you could look at Ricky Horton as a culprit as to why maybe we needed, you know, to produce some more because he ripped the head off of your bobblehead. And I thought that was inappropriate.
It was.
You were upset.
Very weak explanation as to how and why.
Uncalled for. Here's a 2-2. And Molina waves at it and strikes out.
He's left-handed. All right, this is the time we're going to get the first major league
This is
hit.
it, huh?
This is it.
You got a good sense about this.
Oh, great sense.
Grandma and Dad getting ready.
Let's make sure Luke is.
Luke Vogt has struck out and grounded into a double play. Said he received a private note.
I was thinking the same thing.
From David Freese.
And nobody really knows what it stated. Very secretive. Those Lafayette guys.
Here's a 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cardinals sensing that Carpenter needed a little time here and there. Bring up Luke Voigt. Here's a 1-1. And Voigt hits it into right center field. His first ever major league hit. It's a double into the gap in right center. And what a moment for the St. Louis Kid.
You doubt me?
Never.
He now has a batting average. 333. How can we keep him? Keep him down.
Awesome. St. Louis Kid, first major league hit.
Now don't get picked off.
We've seen that happen too.
Yes, we have.
I was thinking earlier this year, Magneuris Sierra.
Right out the end of the bat. Gives you an idea of the power he has. Would have been about an inch more barrel. It would have been out of here.
And Dad and Grandma, they love it. A ball and a strike.
Front shoulder is so important for a pitcher, but also for a hitter. This guy slings the ball up there, a lot of them away, and you got to make sure you hold that front shoulder in and don't pull off the pitch.
And that's a base hit into left field. Voigt stops at third.
3 for 3 for Dion.
Double and now 2 singles for Paul Dion.
Get that one away, so it's on the middle of the plate, turns on it.
Cardinals trying to add to their 6-1 lead. Batter is Aledmys Diaz. He struck out and grounded out. Could be 2. Peraza steps on the bag. It's a double play, and the threat is through. Luke Voigt, though. Chance of Luke here at the ballpark as he points at Grandma and Dad. What a moment. First major league hit for the St. Louis Kid. From Cardinal games to amazing concerts to shows you just don't want to miss. StubHub connects you with the world of live. StubHub, your ticket out. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of your St. Louis Cardinals. Luke Voigt, his first hit. It's a double in the gap at Busch Stadium. Jim had the terrific interview with Dad and Grandma, and they're fired up. And Michael Wacha now pitching into the 6th inning with a 5-run lead.
Only one of his last 6 starts has he gone 6 innings. So nice lead, go deep in this game.
A lot of folks in Springfield, Missouri, awfully happy for Luke Voigt too. Played at Missouri State. The 2-1 pitch and a ground ball that's hit to Diaz. Up with it, fires a strike to Voigt. Well, McDonald's has your favorite drinks to keep you cool this season, like new frozen Coke, wild cherry, or blue raspberry. Try one today, only at McDonald's. Here's Scooter Gennett. He's 1 for 2. Seeing the ball hit on the ground against Michael Wacha too, and that's a good sign.
Yes, it is.
Pitches like that, just below the knee.
We've seen in recent starts as innings get by, as all of a sudden the ball is elevated.
And a fly ball out to Stephen Piscotty. 2 away. So Wacha with 2 outs here in the 6th. Let's get a look at some of his day.
That spot down away, that's what you want to see, that downward action. Like you said, he's 6'6", and when he can throw at the bottom of the zone, very tough angle for hitters to center the ball.
Joey Votto. Here's a 1-1. Votto is fly to center and also a base hit to right.
Votto by far has more at bats against Walker. 13 for 34. But if you can control the hitter before and after, you can still give up a few hits to this hit machine.
The 2-2 on the ground and foul. Votto checking the bat. I think that ball actually stayed in play. They did not throw that baseball out, did they?
Yeah, but look, Voigt threw it out.
They say we stopped the game if that happened.
You'd
Historic moment.
You'd have to. Fastball away, full count.
3-2, and Votto draws the walk. First walk issued by Michael. Adam Duvall as the lone RBI today for the Cincinnati Reds. 6-1 our score. Cardinals picked up 3 in the first and 3 more in the fourth. And a base hit to left. So walk, now a hit. 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
As we said, a real good hitting lineup for the Reds. Their problem is just pitching staff. Can't keep starters healthy, and then you wear out your bullpen with so much usage. They throw more innings than any other pin in the game.
And a curveball in the dirt to Suarez. He's fly to right and also is struck out. Walker with 5 strikeouts today. Two and 0, and now Molina wants to talk.
Slow him down, get him back in the strike zone. See his pitches per inning, 18 the most.
Cardinals have been very cautious with Michael this year because of the lingering shoulder issues. Usually around 5 innings, 6 innings, or 90 pitches, he's out of the game.
Bowman and Lyons warming up for the Cardinals.
2-0 pitch. 2-1.
Wouldn't be surprised if he completes this inning. Still has the 6-1 lead if that's it for him.
In the air. Shallow right. Piscotty. Red strand a couple. Randall Grichuk is due up third. He's already homered again today. Cardinals with the lead at 6-1. Michael Walker's day is through, and Greg Garcia will be the pinch hitter. Mike Matheny talking the other day that even though Garcia had a little bit of a rut, they like his at-bats. Going to start at third base. Game against Pittsburgh. 6-1 our score. And the first pitch is strike.
Showing a good ability to get on base, and not quite as much success as a pinch hitter this year, but he understands his role. Very difficult role. One, you have to accept it. But Mike was talking about Eric Fryer and also Garcia, real ultimate teammates.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Greg Garcia. And he pulls it foul. Some umpires, you watch him throw a pitch or a ball back to the pitcher, and it's just doesn't look natural. Alan Porter back there, Al, is letting it fly.
Well, he looks like an athlete.
Sure
He's
does.
got an athletic body where
Garcia hit by the pitch. Here's Tommy Pham. Pham on base 3 times. Pair of walks. RBI single with 2 outs back in the 4th. That's into right center. Garcia to third. Pham will stop at first base. And he's 2 for 2 with a pair of walks. The State Farm double play. Randall Grichuk, his long home run last night. And he's done it again today. This one barely clearing the wall in right center.
nice return for Randall. He's still going to strike out a fair share, but with pitch recognition, you know, if he just stays away from swinging at that breaking ball way out of the, away from him and out of the strike zone, he'll be that much better off.
So runners at the corners and nobody out, home half of the 6th. Check on Pham, who has a stolen base today. Strike one.
Kind of a hanging slider right there, and that's the one that you swing at, you knock that one out of the ballpark.
Infield in, the 0-1 is a base hit into left. Garcia will score. And Grichuk, his second hit. He's driven in 3.
Now they're breaking ball. Good piece of hitting right there. Of course, it's a strike. Recognized it, saw the bat slow down, but still had the bat back so he could pull the trigger and pull the through on the left side. Third RBI of this game. You just cut down strikeouts and just, you know, put the ball in play, and you'll see that average climb. Never going to be a real high average hitter, but if he makes contact, he's got the chance to drive in runs.
Peralta, the lefty, starting to throw in the pen for Cincinnati. Wandy Peralta, 7-1 Cardinals. Here's Stephen Piscotty. Runners at first and second, still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. 310 with runners in scoring position. The average for Steven. And there's ball one.
Ranked second in Major League Baseball since 2015 with a 359 runners in scoring position average.
Piscotty first time up, walked and scored. 2-run homer by Jerko was at the on deck circle. He struck out into third and a single to right field back in the fourth. The 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Some slow, tantalizing breaking balls.
1-2.
Rocco pleased with Bryce throwing that fastball inside.
Waka needed a start like this.
Yeah, and he also needs a sounding board like Wainwright to go over it, critique it, help him out.
Chopped up the middle, tough play, and everybody's safe. One of those tough plays for Scooter Gennett, couldn't come up with it.
And hit the bag. Like he kind of got in front of it, may have kept it going there, but seemed like it popped straight up. No, right in front of the bag, and I guess he flipped it up.
The bases are loaded, still nobody out, an error on Gennett. And here is Jed Jerko, a chance to bust it wide open. And strike one. Jerko, 2-run homer back in the first. He walked and also struck out. Here's the 0-1. The infield drawn in. A ball and a strike on Jerko. Foul ball.
Reds have got the best of the Cardinals in head-to-head competition this year. Doesn't happen often. Cardinals have only won 2 of the first 7 meetings between these two clubs. Both those wins were here at Busch Stadium.
It was an ugly 4-game sweep in Cincinnati, prompting changes for the coaching staff and the Cardinals when we got back home. Here's a 1-2. Jerko into center field. This ball will drop. It's a base hit. Run scores. That's Tommy Pham. 8-1 St. Louis. 3 driven in by Jed Jerko today.
Look like we have a double switch here. Alcantara and Peralta would be the double switch.
Bases loaded, still nobody out, and an 8-1 St. Louis lead. Friends. And by 4, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals with 12 hits, an 8-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. The bases are loaded and nobody out. Wandy Peralta, the lefty, is in. First man will face is Yadier Molina.
See his numbers right there, but talk about how the bullpen's starting to wear down, and Peralta's a good example of it. He allowed 8 earned runs in his first 30 appearances and 6 earned runs in his last 3 appearances.
Esmendi Alcantara, former Cub and A, now with the Reds. He takes over at third base. Grichuk with an RBI base hit. Piscotty, Jerko all aboard. And a chance here for Molina. So many times he loves to swing at that first pitch, especially with a new pitcher coming in. Fairly shallow here for Molina.
I think Yachty makes up his mind, like you said, just okay, I'll pick a shot. Yep. Reliever coming in, he wants to get ahead in the count, got bases loaded, you can't walk anybody, or calculated gamble. Yachty does a good job on swinging at that first pitch. Other times he'll take it.
Hit sharply to Alcantara. He goes to the plate out there and out at first. It's a double play. He's one that you might have thought he steps on the bag at third and the potential of a triple play.
Well, I think the only problem was he was too far away from the third base bag. But your thought being with Yachty running that, you know, it would have been interesting, but if he would have been close to the bag, I think that would have been the approach. Step on the bag, then throw second, first.
Now Luke Voigt with runners at second and third. First major league hit was back in the 5th, a double into the gap in right center.
We haven't seen the first RBI or a run scored.
The 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
What do you think? Time for the RBI, Dan?
Why not?
Got the whammy on him. Peralta.
Voit, high chopper hit to short. And the Cardinals strand 2. It's an 8-1 St. Louis lead with Michael Wacha in line for the win. Hasn't pitched in 4 days, so gets the call. And this will be his 13th appearance of the year. He was in relief from Michael Wacha the last road trip. Did a nice job. That was in Philly. BJC Healthcare difference maker, lowest bullpen ERA in the National League since June 9th. And the Cardinals trailing only the Diamondbacks in that category. Third on that list is the LA Dodgers. We'll see the Diamondbacks tomorrow.
Yeah, Jansen has a walk now. It's the first walk of the year for the Dodger closer. Lions kind of piggybacking on Walker as the long man. And you also got Myers that can have that role too.
And a breaking ball and a strike to Scott Schebler. Carlos Martinez will go tomorrow night. It's must-see TV when he's on the mound. That's drilled into the corner in right field. And a leadoff double. Be Martinez against Walker tomorrow. Our Budweiser What's on Tap. Note the start time tomorrow at 8, the pregame show on Fox Sports Midwest. Head out to the desert. A little bit low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Garcia makes the play.
Make that, you keep Garcia in this game so you can extend Lions out a little further. Otherwise he would have been the third batter. bottom of the inning.
And a strike to Patrick Kiblahan. Why is Shepler still at second base?
I think the only thing there is, you know, if you fake the throw to first, then he runs into an out. But I think you were thinking that he would watch and then see the throw go into first and then scoot on over to third base. Why are they in last place?
Also the fact that he had to charge.
Yeah, he was.
You know, I mean, the play's in front. And a strikeout of Kiblahan. Crowd today 46,535. 46535.
How do you do that on a makeup game, huh?
Not
Just
bad.
a testament to the Cardinal fans.
Fox Tracks presented by Plaza Tire Service. The late break. Good curveball from Tyler Lyons, or breaking pitch.
That in our minds is his best pitch.
Matt Holliday's been experiencing apparently fatigue issues. Not playing tonight. Joe Girardi actually sent him out of the ballpark to go get more tests. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Alcantara. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's twice in this game that bat slips out of the hands of a hitter and the new screen saves the audience.
Yankees tied with Boston in the American League East. Popped up to the right side. Luke with the catch. Let's stretch. It's 8-1. It's the Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Paul DeYoung will be the batter, and he's 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double.
Just looking, Danny. Yankees, as you mentioned, they're tied with Boston. They're 2-8 their last 10. Boston 4-6. Tampa Bay, all top 3 teams have all lost 2 in a row, but Tampa Bay is only 2.5 games back, all on the loss side.
And sensing that they may have a chance to win the division, they have officially acquired Danny Echeverria from the Marlins.
Interesting.
For minor leaguers, Braxton Lee. He's an outfielder and a right-handed pitcher, Ethan Clark. Two-one pitch to DeYoung. Breaks his bat. One hopper hit to second. So one out, and here's an 0-1 pitch to Aledmys Diaz.
David Bell, the bench coach. I understand Bill Miller will rejoin the ball club in Arizona. Cardinal assistant hitting coach.
2-1 the count. Three balls and a strike. Now the Cardinals have had opportunities to really break this game open. It's 8-1. But Diaz came up, runners at first and third, grounded into an inning-ending double play. Cardinals had the bases loaded, nobody out. Did not capitalize on that situation as much as they probably should have.
Yeah, Peralta's done a nice job. He's gotten 4 outs, retiring all 3 batters he's faced.
And a strikeout of the Cardinals shortstop. The 4th of 6 Academy Sports and Outdoors Autograph Nights is Friday, July 7th. 2 current players will sign autographs for fans 15 and under in the Ford Plaza from 5:45 to 6:15. 2 former Cardinals will sign for fans of all ages from 6:15 to 7. Visit cardinals.com/promotions. Just a brief 3-game road trip to Arizona, and then a nice long homestand before the All-Star break. The 1-0 Garcia. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 6th. Ground ball that's hit to Scooter Gennett. We enter the 8th, and it's 8-1 St. Louis. post-game show. You know, we've talked about it a lot, Al, the fact that Ricky took the head off your bobblehead. I need to advance the story a little bit. I'm going straight to the source. Have you talked to Ricky about this injustice?
Not really. Considered the source and said it wasn't worth it. I'd probably get a 3-hour dissertation on why he did it, or 4 hours.
The over-under would be 4, and I'll take the over.
You'd win that bet.
Yeah, there's no question.
No question.
Well, we could talk about it on the plane ride to the desert tonight. Peraza lines it into right center and a base hit. So leadoff hit here in the top of the 8th. 8-1 our score. Lions in his second inning of relief of Michael Wacha. June 6th, 1 game, 4 home runs, the 10 RBIs in 5 at-bats. Since then, 4 home runs, driven in 10, 15 games, 56 at-bats. What a night that was
for him.
And it's pulled foul.
I thought in some ways, after Mark Whitten hit his 4 home runs and had 12 RBIs in the second game of a doubleheader in Cincinnati, I thought it kind of ruined his career as he tried to duplicate that night after that.
0-1 pitch. Eventually he was traded to Boston for Scott Cooper.
Now there's St. Louis native. It's amazing how some people can thrive in their hometown and others will struggle.
Nice play there. Luke Voigt gets a lead man. All-Star Game is coming up on Fox, and voting is open online until Thursday. MLB.com/vote.
Seems like the majority of the time, the voting, Cardinals have been on the road.
And that does have a factor.
Sure.
In what takes place. But now with the online voting, it's not nearly as loaded up. If you were just going to have the fan ballots
in the ballpark, you know, but and you can vote up to what, 25 times. So
1 ball and 1 strike. There was an all-star of guys in production and television. I'll tell you what, Keith O'Brien and his assistant Keith Oberman, all-stars every year. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Get out of play. Let's see where Lyons would be really tough on a lefty with this good breaking ball that he's got. It's a fun matchup here with Joey Votto at the plate. One of the game's best. Good test here for Tyler Lyons.
And really, you have to look at it that way. And I mean, Tyler is a major league pitcher. We feel his role, you know, over the last few years, he's bounced in the rotation, in and out of there. But his role to me is right here in the bullpen.
And that's a fair ball. Off the sidewall. Votto on his way to second. I mean, think about how good that at bat was by Joey Votto. The 2 previous pitches, breaking balls let him get really deep. There were strikes, and he fouls them away. Then he gets the fastball and yanks this fair.
You know, good hitters have that ability to foul off tough pitches and then stay up there. And I think Tyler would be the first one to tell you he didn't want that location where it ended up, and allowing Votto to pull it and hit it hard.
And now it's Adam Duvall. Runners at second and third. Cardinals trying to hold on for Michael Wacha. With 6 innings in this game today.
Ball acquired by the Reds when the Reds traded Mike Leake in his walk here to San Francisco.
Here's a 1-1. The high fly ball. Left center. Tommy Pham with the catch. Votto stays put at the bag at second. A run does score, and then makes it an 8-2 St. Louis lead.
Both runs for the Reds. Duvall has hit sacrifice flies.
Billy Hamilton will be the pinch hitter. So 2 outs and a runner at second base. Fastball and strike 1. Oh, and 2. Hamilton leads Major League Baseball in steals with 31. Those 31 steals are more than 9 other major league teams. Diaz has to be quick.
He had trouble with the exchange, and it cost an infield single.
Runners at the corners.
To come in here and then tried to find the grip on it, had to double clutch it, and by the time he throws it, Hamilton's too quick for that. Extends the inning.
And there's a strike to Scott Schebler.
To stop them right now. Hamilton is taking second base, but with a foul ball, he'll come back. They're allowing him to have the second base bag.
And the 0-2. Hamilton takes second base. By the way, in that interview with Jim Day that was with Bronson Arroyo, he was asked if this would be his final year and if his appearance against the Dodgers was his last in the big leagues, and he said, yeah, I think so. And a high fly ball lifted out to Tommy Pham in center. Said, I'm enjoying the ride, but this is probably it. And if it is, pretty good career for Bronson Arroyo. 8-2. Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Reminder that you can always watch Cardinals baseball and see Carlos Martinez pitch tomorrow night. The Fox Sports Go app. Download it and stream the Cardinals wherever you go. Michael Lorenzen is the new pitcher. The hard thrower faces Tommy Pham. Start play here in the home half of the eighth. Pham a couple of hits, couple of walks. And there's strike one at 96. This is our Chevy called to the pen. Richick on deck, and then Stephen Piscotty. The 0-1. 0-2. And a strikeout of Pham. First time he's been retired today. Lorenzen's got pretty good stuff. Slider, mid to high 90s fastball. Bottom dropped out of that pitch.
Yeah, it really did. And here's another guy with all the appearances kind of wearing down a little bit, as Lorenzen had a 2.62 ERA in his first 26 appearances and 9 ERA in his last 4. Giving him a little bit of rest. He hadn't pitched since the 23rd.
Brandon Finnegan made the start for the Reds. Had to leave early with triceps strain in his left arm. And a ground ball that's hit to third. 2 outs. The actions of the Cardinals yesterday, and DL moves and Voit coming up. Adolis Garcia, who was signed in spring training, has already moved up to AAA. He gets the call up to AAA, so it's not far for him.
His brother may be losing his job with Atlanta, as we're hearing more and more when Freddie Freeman comes back that he will play his original position, third base. You keep Matt Adams, keep his bat in there on an everyday basis.
There's Randy Flores on the right, Michael Gersh on the left, the assistant GM, and then Randy currently running the drafts for the Cardinals.
Handing out money lately.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. The Cardinals traded Matt Adams to the Braves back on May 20th. Since that time, he's third in Major League Baseball with 12 home runs and second in the game with 31 RBIs.
I always said that we'd love to see what he would do with 600 at bats. Atlanta Braves may find out for us.
2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Cincinnati got a very interesting #1 draft pick, second in the country. Hunter Green, high school Californian, and goes 100 miles an hour as a pitcher.
In the air to deep center field. And one hops off the wall. Piscotty to second base. 2-out double for Stephen Piscotty. On base for the 4th time.
And Hunter Green was on that big article on him, Sporting News, and Jose Martinez going to pinch hit here, where I think the title was something like the African American that the baseball needs. But a very impressive young man. Good student. Also as a shortstop, he'd like to play both positions, but the Reds said, we'll let you hit, but you're going to be a pitcher. And Green at one point, read a story about the homeless in the Los Angeles area, and then did a sock drive and gave over, 3,500 or so socks to the homeless people. But a very, very impressive young man, and he was their #1 draft pick, second overall.
Jose Martinez, the pinch hitter.
He's done a good job pinch hitting in his brief major league career.
Out to left, and it is caught.
Might have been knuckling on him.
Martinez running to second base. He thought that was maybe trapped or dropped, and some in the dugout thought that as well. Oh, I got it. It's 8-2. came in on Saturday. He hit a couple of batters with the bases loaded against the Pirates. Righty's only hitting 121 against him. We've seen a good fastball and a very good wipeout slider that makes him especially tough against right-handed batters. Cardinals about hit Cincinnati 13-9. Both teams have committed an error.
On the road trip, recent road trip, asked Derek Lilliquist about Brevia, and he was kind of shocked, like, where'd this kid come from? I mean, we never even saw him in spring training, but they liked what they've seen.
There's that slider for strike one. Oh, 0-2. Mesoraco is 0 for 3, now 0 for 4. Let's turn to our Budweiser player of the game, and it's Cardinals starter today, Michael Wacha. 6 innings, 5 hits, gave up a run, walked 1, and 5 strikeouts, 88 pitches in his 6 innings of work. Budweiser player of the game. Kivlahan on the first pitch, pops it up. Diaz under it. That's out number 2.
Wacha, his 4th victory, close this one out, and also 2nd of those 4 against Cincinnati this year. Hopefully that will stop all the talk of moving to the bullpen for a little bit.
Alcantara, the final hope for the Reds. Strike one. And a ground ball to Luke Voigt, who picked up his first major league hit today. Gets the final out, and the Cardinals win it by the final of 8-2.
A good game for the Cardinals. Make-up game. You never know what's going to happen. Now we go on to Arizona for a quick 3-game stop, and hopefully we'll have a little momentum and see some more wins in the desert.
So the Cardinals have won 2 in a row, and it's off to Arizona. Reminder, we're on the air tomorrow at 8. Luke Voigt picks up his first ever major league hit. That was a lot of fun, and so is today. Big afternoon for Yachty and Tommy Pham. Piscotty on base 4 times. The Cardinals hold on for an 8-2 win. All the highlights and news around Major League Baseball coming up with Sarah and Rick. 8-2 the final. Post-game show is next.